Alright, welcome back to another edition of Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. Today I'm going to talk about Zimmerit. Zimmerit is, for those who don't know, is a paste that was applied to German vehicles in World War II that prevented enemy troops from sticking magnetic mines to the tanks. It was a paste type stuff, and it was put on usually at the factory. Sometimes it was retrofitted later as vehicles went in for service if they didn't have it, but it was used on various German tanks and anti-tank guns, so on and so forth, throughout the war, and came in various patterns depending on the vehicle. So anyway, on one of my earlier videos, I talked about a kit I'm building, which is the SDKFZ 167 Stug 4 mid-production smart kit by Dragon, kit number 6582. I'm doing this for, obviously for my own fun, but I'm also doing it for a group build and a buddy build with Stevie Gibson. So I started doing a little bit of research on this vehicle, and it appears that, especially for the time frame I am doing, which is Normandy 1944, 17th Panzer Grenadier Division, this vehicle should have Zimmerit. Now, as you can see on the hull here, there's nothing on here except simulated, metal sides. It should have the Zimmerit paste applied on this part of the vehicle, as well as other parts of the vehicle, but I'm just using this for illustration purposes, and it doesn't have it. So the dilemma is there's a number of different ways to apply the Zimmerit. You can either use various putties, pastes, whatever, and use tools to apply it to the vehicle. I've done it before, and it worked out okay, but the detail on this kit is very, very intricate, and it would be quite complicated to try and put Zimmerit on here with putty, because if I were to mess something up partway through, I'd kind of be stuck. So the other option is aftermarket Zimmerit kits, and two of the types that I know about are comes in resin or brass photo etch. The resin was my first choice, just because it's very thin, it's supposed to look really nice, the price is good, and it's easy to work with. If there's any overlap or hangover or whatever, it's easy to trim it off, file it down, sand it, whatever. But I had a horrible time trying to find a supplier. Some of the places that had it were out of stock. I really don't want to order it from out of the country, so I opted out of that. So the next option would be photo etch. Photo etch is made out of brass, and it's supposed to look pretty good, especially the newer stuff, and I decided I'd look into that. So in doing some research, I found that Eduard, an aftermarket model parts company and kit company from Czechoslovakia, they manufacture photo etch Zimmerit sets for the Dragon series of Stugs. So I looked, and lo and behold, the vehicles that their Zimmerit will fit, or that they advertise, is the Stug for early and the Stug for late. Well, I have the Stug for mid. So that gave me a bit of a dilemma. So I did a little asking around, a little research, and asked some other more knowledgeable people about these vehicles, and discovered that really there's not much difference at all in the different vehicles, other than some of the external fittings, maybe some of the internal components of the vehicle, which is not affected by Zimmerit. So the likelihood that one of the other sets would fit was high, so I decided to take the chance, and I ordered online the Eduard Zimmerit Stug 4 late for Dragon 6043. So that's for the Dragon late Stug kit, late production. But you know, I was told it should fit, so I thought I would give it a try. So this is it. This is the package. Eduard 1/35 scale, kit number 35948. Okay. And on the front they show illustrations of the different types of photo etch kits that they make for different types of models. Aircraft, you know, submarines, jets, tanks. They make just tons of accessories. So let's take a look at the actual Zimmerit itself. This is what it looks like through the package. And one of the complaints that people had about the photo etch Zimmerit when they first started coming out with this years ago, and after doing a little research I saw this online, is that it was just a little too uniform in appearance, so it didn't have the random quality that Zimmerit should have due to the application. So apparently it looks like that they have remedied that somewhat. So inside the package there's some instructions that show where the Zimmerit goes by part number on the Zimmerit itself. For instance, this part here is part number 2, part number 1, and so on. And it illustrates where it goes on the vehicle. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to actually take one of these pieces for the lower hull. I'm going to cut it free and kind of do a test fit and see if it truly does fit like it should. There's also another smaller fret that comes with it for, you know, other details, including fenders. So let me get my photo etch cutting board here, which is a piece of ceramic tile, and I will cut this part free. So for this side of the kit I need, let's see, let's flip it around like that. Okay. For this one, I need part number 1. As you can see, this mounting plate for that helps mount the idler wheel. There's a cutout right there for it. So that's the one I want to use. So I will cut this free from the fret. Being careful not to poke myself on some of this stuff that's sticking out there. I'm just going to cut it roughly right now just so it doesn't take a lot of time. And I will trim that up here in a minute. As a matter of fact, I think I'll cut this off. I'll pause the camera. I'll cut this off and get it cleaned up nicely, and then come back to do a test fit. So hold on while I cut this free. Okay, so I've got this part cut out, and one thing that I did read about this photo etch is it is extremely thin, so it maintains more of a scale appearance, so it's not too thick. So whenever you cut it free from the photo etch fret, you have to be really careful that you cut it really close as possible to the actual part, so you don't have to sand or file quite as much to get that smooth. So I have a little bit of nubs there, and I'll work on those, but for now this will work. But as you can see, let me zoom in a little bit. You can see that the texture on it is pretty good. It's pretty uneven. It doesn't look real uniform. It's got the haphazard appearance of being applied, you know, with a trowel by hand. So it does look pretty good. So this obviously is much better than what it used to be whenever Photo Etch Zimmerit was first available. So let me get the hull here and we will test it and see how it fits on the Stug 4. Now the hull may not be as much of an issue as the upper hull parts, but just right there, that fits perfectly. That fits on there very nicely. Now I do see that this part right here does not line up with this part. Okay, so that is kind of an issue. So I'm going to have to get creative here and do a little trimming here and there. So like right here, I'm gonna have to do some trimming. This fits okay here, but I'm gonna have to do some trimming here. So right out of the package, this does not fit perfectly. So I am going to have to do a little bit of modification to get this to work properly. Now I might be able, now because of these things up top here, I'll study up on a little bit here and see what I'm going to have to do to get it to fit properly. Now if I slide it that way, it fits a little bit better with just a little bit of trimming there and a little bit of trimming here. The nice thing about this particular part, if I can trim it just even remotely like it should be, it should fit fine, because it's going to be behind you know, the bogey assemblies and the suspension, so you won't see it as much. But right out of the package, no, it doesn't fit, at least on the hull. So we will see how it fares on the upper hull parts. So I think I might get an upper hull part and take a look, something that's somewhat complicated, so I can see if it's going to fit. So let me pause the camera and we'll take a look at another piece. Okay, here's a couple more pieces. Number 37, which fits on the superstructure right here. That one actually fits pretty well, so that one won't be an issue. Looks pretty good. Fits where it should be. Then we have this part here, which goes over the front of the vehicle. Let's see how this one fits. That one fits pretty good. The only thing I will have to do, it looks like there's a part right there that might have to be trimmed off. Let's see, I'll have to look. If not, I'll have to notch it out. But other than that, it fits around this hatch fine, this access hatch. It fits these two access doors. I will have to, it looks like, notch out just a little bit for that hinge plate right there, because that doesn't quite line up. But other than that, it looks okay. So once I start getting the vehicle together, I'll start messing with it some more and see if I can get these parts to fit with a little bit of trimming. So anyway, that is the Eduard Zimmerit kit for the Stug 4 late on the Stug 4 mid kit. So I will work on this, and then once I think I get the whole thing assembled and ready for paint, I will comment further on what I was able to accomplish or not with this Zimmerit kit. Alright, so anyway, that's it for this this edition of Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. Thanks for visiting, watching, and if you have any comments or questions, leave them below, and I will get back to them as soon as I can. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.